There is something many people don't realize about narcissistic relationships. When everything is over and you finally walk away, the narcissist often ends up wanting the very person they lost the most. Not the new partner, not the exciting replacement, but the one who once gave them the deepest emotional investment, the one they quietly consider their grade A supply. In simple terms, supply is the emotional fuel narcissists draw from people. Attention, admiration, loyalty, emotional reactions, and validation. But not all supply is equal. New supply might seem exciting at first, but it requires effort. They have to charm the person, impress them, love bomb them, and slowly shape the relationship into something that feeds their needs. That process takes work, and narcissists often get bored with it much faster than people expect. After the early excitement fades, the new relationship usually becomes predictable. The admiration isn't as intense. The emotional reactions aren't as powerful. And slowly, their mind drifts back to someone else, someone who already knows them, someone who once gave them deep emotional energy. That person is usually you. When you were with them, you invested real emotion. You tried to understand them. You tolerated their moods, their contradictions, and their confusing behavior. You stayed longer than most people would. And because of that history, you created a powerful emotional imprint in their mind. To a narcissist, that kind of connection becomes difficult to replace. The new partner doesn't carry the same memories. They don't understand the narcissist's patterns yet. They haven't been through the emotional highs and lows that built such a strong psychological bond. And because of that, the narcissist often sees the new relationship as uncertain, almost like a gamble. But you're familiar territory. They already know how you respond. They remember the attention you gave them, the way you supported them, and the way you tried to make the relationship work. In their mind, if they could just reconnect with you again, they could recreate that same dynamic. That's why many narcissists eventually circle back to former partners. Not because they suddenly changed, not because they truly understand the pain they caused, but because they remember the value you once provided. Ironically, the moment you walk away is often the moment your value becomes clearer to them. When you leave, you break the control they thought they had. You remove the constant validation they depended on, and suddenly they're left comparing every new relationship to the one they lost. But here's the important part many survivors miss. Their desire to reconnect isn't about love. It's about access. They remember how much emotional energy you once gave. They remember the loyalty, the patience, the effort. And they believe that if they return with the right words, the right charm, or enough reminders of the past, they might be able to pull you back into that role again. That is why protecting your healing becomes so important. Walking away from a toxic relationship requires enormous strength. It means recognizing your own worth after someone spent a long time trying to convince you that you didn't have any. It means choosing peace instead of chaos. And the truth is, once you start rebuilding your life, something interesting happens. You begin to glow again. Your energy returns. Your confidence grows. You pursue goals that were once discouraged. You reconnect with the parts of yourself that were pushed aside during the relationship. And from a distance, the narcissist often notices that transformation. Sometimes they watch quietly. Sometimes they attempt to reappear in subtle ways. But what they are really seeing is the person they once had access to becoming stronger without them. That's why the most powerful response is not revenge, arguments, or explanations. It's simply continuing to move forward. Because the moment you realize your true value is the moment their influence loses its power. And the person who once drained your energy becomes nothing more than a chapter in your past. You were never replaceable. And the sooner you understand that, the easier it becomes to close the door and keep it closed.